and welcome to the Bliss View, where we talk about what's hot and what's not in the wedding industry. And this week we're talking about wedding themes. And I want to start by talking about David Tutera and My For a Wedding. What do you guys think about that show?
I love it.
I love it.
What do you love about it?
Just because the people's themes are so specific that it's just a good way for people to kind of see it on a larger scale, that it doesn't have to be so literal. Like, everyone's not going to do, a Alice in Wonderland themed wedding, or a zoo or safari themed wedding, or, follow the yellow brick road type of thing. But it's easier to kind of see it on a larger scale to say, oh, there's some elements that I can take and kind of personalize them, but things don't have to be so literal. So even though you may want to do polka dots at your wedding, every single thing doesn't have to be polka dot. You can do accents, and that's what I like about what David Tutera does. He does kind of accents and spins on the theme without it being just like, I'm gonna walk down the aisle with a basket and a red apple, like Snow White.
Yeah.
What I think people need to realize, though, when you're talking about a true theme, is that you really have to have an event designer. I mean, because you're talking about now transforming the room, and that's what I love, how he takes a space and it looks just completely different, and you transform the room. So, there are some planners out there that call themselves event designers, and that may be true for some of them, but a lot of them, including us, are what I call ideas, where we come up with the ideas and we're like, this is a great idea, and let's put this table this way, and let's choose this linen, and or here's a great theme, because we get to know our couples, and we say, we gotta do the polka dots because you love this, or for December I'm doing a custom wedding, and it's all about music, and there are just different things that we're going to do, and to bring in different elements of music, maybe not so much the decor, but as far as entertainment and different elements and things of that nature. So I think people really need to have an understanding of what it is to have an event designer, what it is for somebody to, design your event, and what it is to have a wedding planner, And so the designer is going to be the one that's actually going to physically transform the room and move things. And I think people just really need to understand that, you have to have that person, you have to have that David Tutera in order to truly pull off a transformation. I mean, what do you think?
I agree. I think that show can sometimes be misleading for people, because they see him come in and they say, oh, he's changing it all in a week, but that's not really the case. Like, he's got a whole team of people, and they booked these venues a year in advance and made these plans a year in advance, and then when they show up, he's got it all ready. So I think people need to realize that, yes, he's coming in and he's making this extraordinary transformation, but he's done a lot of planning to get that done.
Right. And it does take a huge team.
Yeah. It's crazy, the transformations that they do. Like, the Winter Wonderland was one of my favorites. I don't know if you guys saw that one. It was like just this boring old room or something. They literally transformed the whole thing, like pipe draped the entire thing. It was beautiful. It was gorgeous, but it is very unrealistic for just
and a budget
everybody.
bride can't necessarily pull off that kind of look because they can't afford
David
draping.
Tutera.
David Tutera. So I think it's a great show for people to watch to get ideas. But like LaShayla said, you need to sometimes be realistic in scaling back what of those ideas are actually feasible within your budget.
But I think that's good too, to also have a designer that works with the planner, because sometimes people don't realize that even though that's such on a grand scale because it's a grand budget, there are ways to have a truly unique event, and it always doesn't have to cost a lot of money. It's about using different pieces, different things that you find in all different kind of places. So, it can work. But are we all in agreement that it's okay to have a theme for your wedding?
Yes.
So I had a mother of the groom, actually, one time. The groom, they wanted to have carnival because one was from Belize and one was from another kind of Caribbean country, and they wanted to celebrate that. And so, I had said, what would be really cool is if on the flower arrangement, we do like a little mask and kind of put it at the bottom and put a table number on it. And she just kept saying, this is their wedding, this is their wedding. And she just didn't get it, that we could bring that theme in and it still be their wedding. I think people forget that, the ceremony is the part that they're getting married. And honestly, to me, and I don't know if you guys agree, the reception is the party.
Oh, yeah.
The party can be whatever you want the party to be. So I understand maybe she doesn't want, mask coming down the aisle. Okay, I think that'd be cool.
I'd be hot.
I'm just saying, that's hot. But I can understand kind of toning it down for a bit, but
I think you're right. I mean, I think the reception should be a celebration. It should be a party. It should be fun, and you should have as much fun with it as you want. And I think there are ways that you can incorporate elements of a theme from a reception into a ceremony that don't have to be over the top. Like if you are doing the Wizard of Oz that David Chatera did, and he did the yellow daisies along the path, nobody's going to say that's tacky. I mean, that's gorgeous, that's beautiful, and it's a way of saying, yes, here's the yellow brick road leading to the altar. Right. But if you're not thinking Wizard of Oz, you don't necessarily see that and say yellow brick road. So it worked really well the way he did that. I thought, so you don't have to say that every wedding has to be thematic from start to finish, to where when the guests walk in, they know immediately what the theme is.
It has to be the house with the feet. That you walk through. So.
It's not a Halloween party.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree.
That's a good point. So, all right. So for more themed ideas, visit us at daringdevoted.com.